grab a drink, get comfy, and prepare to learn about
the strange, the unusual, and the downright stupid things you didn't think that you needed to know about.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Brooke. And this is Drunk in the Library.
Hi guys, welcome back.
It's week 2 of Spooktober for us.
Hell yeah.
And this week we're going to bring you more cryptids.
Woohoo!
So, no questions, comments, concerns from last week.
I don't think so.
Right. If there is, whoops.
Oh well.
So, alright. Other than that, support us.
Yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially ratings on Apple. It's super important to help us grow and be the best show we can be. So if you listen to us on Apple, please just take a second and go ahead and give us a rating and a quick review if you feel like it.
Seriously, we would love that. And we know there's like a decent amount of you that listen. So if every person who listened just like took a second to just be like, hey, we like you guys, that would be fucking awesome. Or even just like leaving feedback on like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like anything like that. You know, we like to hear what people have to say. If there's things that we need to improve on, there's things that you want to see, like, let us know.
For topics,
and I'd also
absolutely.
like to reiterate that we just released an episode on our YouTube channel where we did like a past life regression, kind of.
Yeah, that came out last week.
So, another one will come out the next week.
All Halloween themed obs for the season.
Of course. Maybe we'll go beyond that because Halloween's the best.
Yeah, maybe we'll just do Halloween all the time.
This show is just
Spooktober
now
all year. We are now Spooktober.
forever spooked. Yeah.
Let us know if you're interested in that.
We're willing to change, all right? Like, I'll get drunk every time and bring you spooky shit. I mean, I pretty much do anyway, but still. All right, so then let's dive right in. Yeah,
you're up first.
Okay, so I'm going to start you off with a story, but that story is going to tell you exactly what this is fucking about.
Okay.
All right. So it was a dark and stormy night in 1735 when Deborah went into labor with her 13th child.
I was gonna do this!
I'm so glad you didn't, because I wanted to so bad. Angry with her lack of protection while having sex and her frustration of having to feed another mouth, she exclaimed, "Let it be a devil!" Well, she got her wish. And a baby creature with the face of a horse, the head of a dog, wings like a dragon, and horns and a tail was born. The creature quickly yeeted itself up the chimney and disappeared into the spookiness of the pines, ushering in the dawn and the legend of the New Jersey Devil.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I have an open document on my Google Docs entitled The Jersey Devil because I've been doing research for like months to do this.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It was like one of the first things that I put on my
list. I know.
And I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Hell yeah.
Because like I know some of the story behind it and it's just really interesting.
It's so interesting, yeah.
Because it's not what you think it is. So my sources are pinelandsalliance.org, Weird New Jersey, Wikipedia, of course, and atlanticcounty.org.
Cool.
So Deborah Leeds is not exactly the most important character in this.
No.
So her and her husband, Japhet, lived among the Pine Barrens in Atlantic County, New Jersey.
I'm sorry, Japhet?
Japhet?
Okay, continue.
Unless
just
it's
checking.
Japhat.
Neither is great.
No,
so.
I'm pretty sure it's Japhet. Don't ask, I don't fucking know. So that area is now known as Leeds Point. The couple had 12 children, and the Leeds were actually one of the original families to settle into New Jersey, which I did not know.
Okay.
Daniel Leeds was the father of Japhet, as well as 8 other children, and he was thought to kind of be like the catalyst for this legend. So, little quick history. In the 17th century, English Quakers were setting up settlements in New Jersey. Daniel Leeds was among those people. his job primarily consisted of the creation of almanacs. So for people who don't know what an almanac is, it basically has like weather predictions for the coming year, best time to like grow crops, just like things based off of, I want to say more of like nature, the weather, different...
Yeah, they're literally referred to as like farmers' almanacs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So at the time, Ben Franklin was also producing an almanac known as Poor Richard's Almanac, and was in direct competition with Daniel. Daniel's almanac included astrology as well as elements about the occult and magic. Quakers did not like this shit because they're
Quakers.
Yeah, because they're Quakers. They said it was too pagan and cried blasphemy, eventually destroying and censoring them, and they shunned Daniel from the community. He kind of didn't give a fuck, though, because, like, he's going to do what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And he continued to write about angels, demons, magic, astrology, and cosmology. Eventually, after further rejection, he would leave the Quaker community in favor of Anglicanism, because he was just, like, tired of their shit. He was like...
over it.
You fuckers, like...
Bruh, if I want to be into astrology, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, like, the more that I read up on him, I was like, I could be into this, dude. Yo, you want to write about magic and astrology?
You mean daddy leads?
Daddy leads, yeah. I'm here for it. I'm here for the legend that created the Jersey Devil. So this wouldn't stop him, though, from, like, shitting all over the Quaker community. He basically would write about how awful they were. He did things that, like, purposely pissed them off.
Cool.
He eventually would be endorsed and supported by New Jersey's British royal governor, Lord Cornbury. I guess, like, we were still under some British influence at that time, which I guess makes sense because
What year was this?
This was 17... like in the early or mid 17th century, so 1735 was when this whole legend started.
We were definitely under British rule.
Yeah. So, you know, he's being supported by, like, the British crown at this point. So this really pissed the Quakers off. They said that he was evil and a traitor for supporting the crown. In 1720, he'd pass away, but before that, his son Titan took over the almanac business. Titan is such a weird name for that time period, I feel like.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're coming off of Daddy Leeds here, it's maybe not that weird. His other name is his other son is, what was it, Japhett and Titan.
I guess so. Titan just... I feel like a girl I went to high school with, I won't say her name because it's so fucking stupid, but she had a lot of weird siblings, and, like, one of them had a really stupid name like that, too. Which I'll tell you after this show, because if I say it, people are going to be like, anyone who listens to this that knows me is going to be like, oh yeah, that bitch. All of her fucking siblings had weird-ass first and middle names.
Huh.
It was like the fucking Joaquin Phoenix's family. Totally bizarre. But I just feel like Titan's a weird name.
Did you see that him and...
Rooney Mara?
Yeah, they had the baby and they named it after his brother?
Yeah.
That's so nice.
That's really nice. It's really sad, too.
It is. It's so sad.
So Titan was also interested in astrology, which, like, I'm like, hey, Titan, what's up,
sure.
He used that kind of as, like, a source of his content. He also, which this I feel like is a really important fact, which makes a lot of sense in the context of all of this, he started to include the family crest on his publications.
Okay.
That included a wyvern. We've had this argument. I don't know how to say it. Is it wyvern?
Wyvern.
Okay. He included a wyvern standing on two legs.
Okay.
So a wyvern is basically a dragon.
Yeah.
But doesn't... Like, dragons are four-legged creatures.
Correct.
Wyverns are two-legged.
Yeah.
So, like, if you saw them next to each other, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I know what the fuck a wyvern is.
Yeah, you would definitely recognize it. You might not know that it's a wyvern, but you would recognize it.
Yeah. It's like the typical shit that you see on, like, family crests.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's more similar to, like, the Japanese, Chinese image of a dragon, but I think those usually have 4 legs as well.
Those have 4 legs, yeah. So that wyvern bore a eerie resemblance to the pictures that we know of the Jersey Devil. And when I say pictures, I mean illustrations, because there are no actual pictures.
Nah.
So family crests were popular amongst royalty and nobility, which the Quakers of South Jersey openly detested, giving them another reason to hate on the Leeds family. Many even referred to them as devils or monsters.
Okay.
So when Ben Franklin got wind of Titan's occult ramblings in the almanac, he was also pretty pissed. So in 1733, Franklin jokingly decided to pretend to use astrology and predict Titan's death in the almanac. Understandably, Titan was pretty pissed off because this stuff was not a joke to him. No. He took it very seriously. And published his thoughts about it in his almanac and called Franklin a liar. Franklin's response was to mock and ridicule him, and he also claimed that the prediction had come true and it was the ghost of Titan Leeds that was writing responses to him.
What?
Yeah, if I learned anything from this, Ben Franklin is a douche.
Ben Franklin is a douche. I'm actually going to cover that in an episode eventually because I find it fascinating.
He's such a fucking scumbag. He's an asshole. Yeah, like...
He sucked.
Mm-hmm. He sucked big time.
Yeah.
Anytime I think of Ben Franklin, I think of that episode of The Office. That was my foot.
Oh, okay. Ooh, God.
No, it was just me moving. I think of that episode of The Office. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Where they get, like, Ben Franklin to come in.
Oh, yes. Ben Franklin the stripper.
Yeah. And he's, like, a douche in that episode, too. Yeah. And I was like, I feel like that was him in real life.
That was an accurate representation of Benjamin Franklin.
He's such a fucking scumbag. So they said he would claim that Titan was a ghost, and that was who was writing responses to him. Titan eventually died in 1738, but that didn't stop Ben Franklin from destroying his reputation and continuing to call him a ghost.
He's like, not that ghost over there.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, he's still trying to fuck me up, bro. Fuck you, Ben Franklin. So all in all, the shitty reputation of the Leeds family with the occult views and Dragon Crest could have created the legend itself, which is incredibly interesting. So obviously, like, as the years went by, oral tradition carried the stories of a devil in the pines throughout all of the centuries. Sightings of this Leeds devil are interesting and kind of sporadic. So during that time when when the rumor, I guess, started, no one was, like, actually, like, seeing anything. Like,
okay.
There wasn't anybody being like, oh my god, there's something there. Like, it was more or less, I think, like, them calling the family a devil because it became known as, like, the Leeds devil.
Okay.
So I think it was kind of just, like, in a way, a derogatory term towards the family because nobody liked the family.
Right.
Versus it actually being a physical creature. So... In 1887, a Burlington County newspaper reported a sighting, claiming that it was driving people's dogs crazy and would not die when shot at. Napoleon Bonaparte's brother, Joseph, claimed to have seen the creature while hunting in Bordentown in 1820.
Okay.
Locals also blamed it for a weird string of livestock deaths in 1840 and 1841. But it's like, it just seems like every, like, 20 years, people are like, yeah, we definitely saw
the Jersey Devil.
You know? So the biggest flap of sightings, I guess, happened in January of 1909. All of a sudden, the sightings are, like, increasing. Hundreds of reports were coming in from all over New Jersey and even made their way to other parts of the East Coast, such as Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. All claimed that they had the Jersey Devil.
Sure.
And I'm like...
It belongs to us, bitch. First of all,
Pennsylvania, fucking Delaware, and Maryland, it has Jersey in the name.
It belongs to us.
It's not it's not the Maryland Devil. It's not the Pennsylvania Devil. It's not the fucking Delaware Devil, although that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, that does. Delaware, get your own devil.
Yeah, Delaware, get your own shit. Pay taxes, please. So they were all like, no, it's definitely, like, it's here. It's attacking our people. A police officer in Pennsylvania claimed he tried to shoot at it, but, like, couldn't take it down.
Okay.
People were reporting finding footprints in the snow. In Camden, New Jersey, they claimed that they had an attack on a trolley full of people. I don't know what consisted of that attack. Bridgeton and Millville, New Jersey, reported something slaughtering their livestock in mass. Like, they were just, like, losing tons of livestock, which I think is kind of interesting. In another Camden incident, a woman claimed that she came upon it attempting to eat her dog. So she basically, like, attacked it with a broom and it flew off.
Okay, fair. That's what I would do, too.
Newspapers were causing mass hysteria and panic, as they do. And in South Jersey, schools ended up closing as a precaution.
What?
Oh, it gets worse. newspapers were causing this. So the schools closed out of precaution. Mills that were within the woods and the pines suffered closures too because workers were too scared to walk through the woods to get to the actual mill. So they had to close.
Huh.
But eventually the panic would die out, and people would get on with life. But the sightings didn't technically stop. They just got more random. Yeah. So every few years thereafter, people would claim to see something lurking in the pines, and supposed sightings still happen today. Mm-hmm. We're in New Jersey, probably has some of the more recent stuff. Yeah. But it's just I don't know. The Pine Barrens, I think it's maybe because we live here. It's sketchy, but it's almost like any other woods. It's not...
I don't think it's any more haunted than any other woods.
Yeah.
Any other large woods. I mean, the Pine Barrens are 1 million acres.
It's huge.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't feel any different being in there than if I was in the woods elsewhere.
No.
I grew up in the Poconos, so, those woods compared to these woods are, the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more dense there. But, I just, of course you probably are going to see, deer or something move about in there, because, they're huge.
Yeah.
Who knows what's living in there?
I mean, as a native New Jerseyan, I love the legend of the Jersey Devil because it's home, I grew up. I will never forget the first time I heard the legend of the Jersey Devil, and it has haunted me to this day. But this is one cryptid that I don't believe exists.
Oh, I don't either.
I think it's just an urban legend.
I think it was too, and I think it got
I love
out of
it,
hand.
and I will die on the hill of the Jersey Devil, but I don't think it exists.
This is what I was telling you before, though, is this area, this is Galloway, little harbor area.
Yeah.
So this is by me.
Right.
So we should go visit where this is. We can go to Leeds Point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that there's still, there's, the Leeds house, you can go and visit. Mm-hmm. So, I'd love to go and see that.
I'd be down, yeah.
So, it's just, it's funny because I think about this, as a kid, and, I definitely, upon moving to New Jersey and hearing the legend, thought it was going to be way more of a problem than it turned out to be. Oh, for sure.
I thought we were going to have Jersey Devil spottings left and right.
I know. I was very nervous at nighttime when we were, driving down the road, and, I was like, oh, shit, here it comes.
Granted, I'm still nervous driving down the roads through the Pine Barrens at night.
Well,
but that's because it's spooky. I feel the same way about driving any woods road at night.
I will say my belief in the Jersey Devil or something super paranormal lurking in the woods goes up 100% when we're driving out towards Philly area.
Yes, at night.
Whatever that road is, 70?
Yeah, 70 or 72.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That road will make you believe in things that you don't want to believe in.
Uh-huh.
That road is fucking terrifying. And I go back every time to that time that we had to drive home. Mm-hmm. And it was foggy as fuck and you couldn't see anything. Yep. And I was like, you need to keep talking to me because we're going to die out here.
Yeah. Yep.
That, and also I have memory when I was a kid that I really fucked with my cousins really bad with the Jersey Devil.
Oh, yeah. You told me this story.
Because I'm awful. So for the other people who don't know this story, there is a little county park over here that is pretty large, pretty wooded. I mean, you follow the trail signs like any park, and you're gonna get to where you need to go.
Right.
Well, my family, a lot of us, including it was my mom, my brother, my 2 cousins, and my aunt and uncle and my grandma, a pretty large group, all decided to go hiking out there and not follow the signage because who the fuck knows why. Well, we get lost out there, and eventually rangers had to come and pick us up. But in the meantime, I just kept telling my cousins about how the Jersey Devil was probably out there and was probably going to come after us. And they were getting so upset, and my mom kept yelling at me, and she's like, stop telling them that. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, they're going to come and get us. He's coming. He's going to come and get us. And she was getting so pissed at me because they were getting so upset.
Oh my God.
We were all already frustrated and hungry because everybody just wants to get the fuck out of the woods and go home. And I'm just like, we're going to die out here.
The Jersey Devil is coming
for you guys. The Jersey Devil's coming for us. And that was probably the first time that my family started hating me. Anyway, so I wrote down 2 fun facts. One of them is completely unrelated, but I wanted to tell you about it.
Okay.
The first one that I have is, in 1939, Governor Walter Edge named the Jersey Devil the official state demon. That is a position I would like.
I would like to replace the Jersey Devil as the official state demon.
Do I apply? Please and thank you. The other one is, so when I'm doing this research, at one point, one of the sources gave me a list of things that like supposedly haunt the Pine Barrens.
Okay.
This one, I was like, what? There is allegedly a ghostly white stag that rescues visitors in the Pine Barrens when they're in danger. Mm-hmm. I was like, a Patronus? That's what that is.
Do you mean a Patronus?
Because that's what that is.
You mean Harry Potter?
And there's no sources to back that up, but I was like, I need to know about this. Who came up with this legend? Who said this? What do you mean a ghostly white stag? What the fuck? I'm about to go get myself in danger out there to see if it comes and rescues me. So that's what I have on Lake Cryptid, known as the Jersey Devil.
All right, we'll be right back.
We shall. All right, you're up next. I'm excited.
Okay, so I don't have a story. Okay. We're talking about the Ogopogo.
Oh, I fucking love Ogopogos.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Oh, I guess.
Okay, so my sources are Wikipedia and ogopogoquest.com.
That's amazing.
So in Okanagan Lake in Ontario, Canada, there are rumors of a creature similar to our familiar friend Sweetnessy. Oh. The Okanagan Valley is an area made up of fjords, the largest of these being Lake Okanagan. Mm-hmm. The area itself was formed over 10,000 years ago when melting glaciers flooded a valley. Okay. So you get like a bunch of dotted little lakes, and Lake Okanagan, where Ogopogo is said to live, is the largest. Okanagan Lake itself stretches out for 84 miles in length, between 2.5 and 3 miles wide, and is over 700 feet deep in its deepest spot. I know, I think on average it was like 250 feet deep.
I feel like that's one of the Great Lakes too.
Yeah, it's huge. Mm-hmm. Massive. Whoops. The Ogopogo's name, which is a palindrome, I love palindromes, might have come from some song lyrics that date back to like the 1920s. Those song lyrics are, his mother was an earwig, his father was a whale, little bit of head and hardly any tail, and Ogopogo was his name.
I love it.
I know, adorable. So precious.
Ogopogo was his name-o.
So the name Ogopogo might be fairly modern, but the lake monster itself dates back much, much farther to First Nations folklore. Okay. So the local tribes of the area were and I'm not going to say this right, Secwepemc, okay, and the Silix, and they referred to the monster as the Nataka, which basically translates to something along the lines of water demon or sometimes sacred creature of the water.
Those are two very different things.
Yeah, like totally opposite meanings. Mm-hmm. Okay. According to their legends, the Nataka demanded a live sacrifice in order to assure their safe crossing across the lake. Okay. The First Nations people would sacrifice small animals to the lake before entering the water for hundreds of years. A legend says that a visiting chief Tim Basket, refused to make the sacrifice, claiming that he did not believe in the demon. Tim Basket then entered the lake in a canoe with his family, at which Nataka whipped up the surface of the lake with his long tail and sunk the canoe.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. A common theme among legends of the Nataka seems to be, like, using its tail to create, like, maelstroms on the lake, basically.
Is that like a whirlpool?
Yeah, like, it would create, like, big storms on the lake and drown his victims. Okay. The monster was believed by the people to live in caves under Rattlesnake Island, which, side note, baller name.
That is a baller name.
Sometimes also referred to as Monster Island. Also baller.
Man, these are good.
Yeah. One of the first reported sightings from the settlers in the area came from Susan Allison in 1872. Allison was a Canadian author and opened the first school in Hope, which is like in Ontario, I guess. She was very specific that she saw a snake-like creature, a sighting which mirrors closely to the Nataka of the First Nations people. In 1890, Captain Thomas Shorts was out on the lake. I think, from what I gathered, it was like a steamboat he was on. Okay. Reported to have seen a creature with fins about 16 feet long with the head of a ram. He turned his ship in the direction of the creature, and obviously it disappeared. When he first reported it, nobody believed him, but then, like, more reports started coming in, usually at a pace of, like, 2 to 3 a year. So there are a decent amount of sightings of this thing.
Interesting.
The locals came to believe in the legend pretty deeply, and then, it got renamed Ogopogo.
Fucking love it.
In 1926, a group consisting of about 30 cars of people parked along the Okanagan Beach reported to have seen it.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of fucking people.
That's a lot of witnesses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In 1947, a number of boaters all saw it at the same time. Mr. Cray, one of the witnesses, gave a pretty solid description. He said it had a long, sinuous body, about 30 feet in length, consisting of about 5 undulations, like the parts that come out of the water, basically. Yeah. Apparently separated from each other by about, like, a 2-foot space. And there appeared to be a forked tail. So, like, it's a pretty detailed description.
A forked tail?
Yeah.
Like a mermaid?
That's the vibe I got, yeah. Okay. More like 2 fins on the tail than, like a forked tongue as a tail. That would be weird.
That would be really fun. That reminds me, what are those things called? Silverfish?
Yeah,
They remind me of silverfish.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gross creepies.
In 1959, Mr. and Mrs. R.H. Miller and Pat Martin said they saw a large creature with a snake-like head and blunt nose swimming about 250 feet behind their boat. They watched it for over 3 minutes before it submerged itself entirely.
Oh my god, I would be like shitting myself
that
entire fucking time.
Jesus.
I'd be so fucking scared.
Between 1964 and 1976, several photos of it were snapped. October of 1978, Bill S. was crossing a bridge across a portion of the lake, and he spotted a movement in the lake that caused him to kind of, like, pull over and get out. Several other onlookers also pulled over and got out. All 20 or so people saw what looked to be a head with 3 humps behind it about 200 feet away.
Oh, my God.
The group watched it swim for about a minute before it dipped below the surface, leaving a huge wake behind it.
Fuck that, man.
Right?
That makes me nervous.
Yeah. More photos came from Arlene Gall in 1978, 1979, and 1981. In 1981, the Walkland family was out on the lake and reported the following. I'm just going to, this was a little story on the website. I'm just going to go ahead and read it because it's a little bit, complicated to explain.
Okay.
It was right around regatta time, July 24th, 1981, around 1 p.m. We were in a rented ski boat and were running on the west side of the lake in the vicinity of Peachland, just a bit northwest of the tip of Rattlesnake Island. A water skier had just passed us going fast in the opposite direction to us, when suddenly a creature surfaced directly in front of us, facing a northeasterly direction. We saw no head, just a body, my thoughts being that the head might be laying flat just below the surface. At first I thought it was the wake of the other boat, but then realized that the boat's wake was going in the opposite direction. As we came closer, the creature broke into a fast-paced, undulating motion. I pointed our boat directly at it, but as we neared it, the creature dove, causing a huge, frothy whirlpool. I turned the boat around and could see the creature 2 or 3 feet below in the water. It moved at great speed, at least halfway across the lake before it dove deeper and out of sight. The creature was at least 50 feet long and seemed to be either very dark green or black.
Jesus.
Yeah. July of 1986, a man said he was out on the lake in a canoe with his family when they saw something that he thought was like an inner tube, 150 feet away.
Okay.
They paddled towards it, and as they got nearer, they noticed a, really bad fishy smell. Mm-hmm. They got as close as a few feet away and saw that it was about a foot wide, 4 feet long, and had dark green arrowhead-shaped scales along the length of it.
Oh, no.
Then the family heard a kind of groaning or low growling from, not too far away. About 15 to 20 feet ahead, they saw a large head facing away from them. 15 to 20 feet away.
That's
I would
far.
poop my pants. They described it to be about the size of a horse's head.
Fuck no.
And it had horizontal horns, so horns that, poked almost straight up. The fit were, I guess, back.
Yeah. What? Unless it came out like this.
I would assume that it's almost back against it, its neck.
Okay.
Weird. The family said once it noticed them, it began to slowly move away. The incident went unreported until 2018, so they just kept this inside themselves.
Because this is my thing. Where do you go to report that?
That's exactly what the guy on the website said. He was there was no place, where do I report that to? Nobody would fucking believe me.
Yeah.
I got within feet of this thing. Yeah, right. Nobody's gonna fucking believe me.
Not at all.
In 1989, a hunting guide and his wife described seeing a bizarre animal that was about 15 feet in length, with a head kind of like a football, which swam very gracefully and very fast. Mm-hmm. In 2000,
oh, Jesus.
There were several reported sightings. A businessman and his wife watched the head and neck of a large creature swim for several minutes. Then, 6 adults, including several security guards, spotted a 12-foot-long creature with 4 flippers. Then, a minister and his wife were hiking and saw something swimming on the surface of the lake. Then, tourists described seeing a disturbance in the lake, then something that looked like a log moving parallel to the shore against the waves. They watched it for about 45 seconds before it just disappeared. Mm-mm. A swimmer, Daryl Ellis, reported being accompanied on a swim by... This one is fucking freaky.
Oh, God.
So Daryl Ellis is swimming in this lake, and he reports being accompanied on his swim by 2 large creatures near Rattlesnake Island. One was about 20 to 30 feet long, while the other was much smaller. Then, later, near the Okanagan Lake floating bridge, he said he saw a creature with an eye the size of a grapefruit, just kind of, looking at him to get, a closer look at him. How fucking scary.
I think they met a basilisk.
he said that these 2 things just, swam along with him and then just, went away.
I would have drowned in panic.
Yeah, me too.
I would have drowned. What do you do in that situation?
You just die. Yeah. You just, go to the bottom and don't return.
You're just you know what? This isn't worth it.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
A couple said that they saw what looked like a submarine surfacing near Rattlesnake Island near dawn. It was very long and traveling very fast, and they watched it for about 30 seconds before it disappeared. All of that was 2000.
Oh, God.
This is honestly just a sample of the recent sightings in more recent years. Since 2000, it's been spotted so many times. I honestly couldn't write them all in here. It is so frequent now, it's not even funny.
That's scary.
This creature, unlike so many other cryptids, does not seem to be shy. Mm-mm. Yeah, he's just out here for us all.
He's fuck yeah, I'm the Ogopogo.
I am the Ogopogo.
Yeah, I am the Ogopogo.
August and September of 2018, and then the fall of 2019, so just last year, were especially hotbeds to see this little buddy. They were just fucking everywhere. So some theories surrounding the Ogopogo.
Please.
Otters sometimes swim in rows.
Okay.
So sometimes when they are swimming, it can be mistaken for that undulating motion. Mm-hmm. I feel that's probably not likely just based on some of these experiences, but I don't think it's entirely out of the realm of possibility.
I don't think that, maybe I'm wrong, but if you scare an otter,
they're gonna run.
Well, on land, but are they gonna dive down deep? They swim like that, so maybe.
Yeah, they would probably dive down pretty deep, but
they're not super. I don't want to say friendly because that's not the word I'm looking for, but social creatures.
No, not with humans.
Yeah,
no.
They probably know to stay away from humans.
I would imagine so. Yeah. And I feel that could probably explain some of these where they're a little bit farther away.
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain a lot of these, more up close and personal ones. And a lot of these have been, really close.
Yeah.
Sturgeon are also often reported mistakenly as sea monsters.
Okay.
However, there are no known sturgeon in Okanagan Lake.
Okay.
There is an unclaimed $10,000 reward for concrete evidence of a sturgeon in the lake, but it's gone unclaimed for years. So I don't think that's super likely. Water spouts are also fairly common in Okanagan Lake, which could explain some of the sightings again. You just kind of see something weird out on the water. I guess maybe it could be the beginning of a water spout. But
water spouts don't begin in the water. They begin in the sky. So, if
they also, don't look like a serpent on the surface of the water.
And, that's the thing. So, if it's going to be a water spout, you're going to see the water spout.
Right.
Before it hits the water.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That I don't buy that.
Yeah. The actual most popular theory, and the one that like most people like feed into, is that the Ogopogo is a primitive whale. There is one species of whale. It's called Basilosaurus sitioides. This prehistoric whale lived in the Cenozoic era, which ended about 35 million years ago. But they think that this could be a remnant of that species.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the lake is freshwater, though.
I would assume so, yes. But if it's been 35,000
yeah.
years, there's no reason that it couldn't have evolved to like live in a freshwater lake.
They should do what Loch Ness did and just like fucking scan the lake with like sonar and
I
shit.
think they're trying to. The problem is that like whatever this is, there seems to be a lot of sightings over by Rattlesnake Island, and there's like a pretty deep cave system there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes things scarier.
Yeah.
What if it's like a mutated snake?
I guess that could also be a possibility.
I'm assuming Rattlesnake Island is named because it's full of rattlesnakes.
I didn't look it up, but I feel safe in assuming that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that might be correct information
yes.
based off of it.
Yeah.
So, like, couldn't some of those possibly just be snakes that got a lot bigger than anticipated because now they're not being influenced by humans? If, like, I don't know if people can go on
Possibly,
Rattlesnake
but
Island.
I don't think rattlesnakes are water snakes.
I don't think so either, but I mean, I'm sure that they can like cross water though, I would think.
I don't know. I don't think they can dive like some of these.
I don't think they can dive either.
Like sightings have reported. I kind of buy this like primitive whale theory. I think that it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for one to have escaped extinction.
I guess so.
You know, even if it's not this exact species, maybe it's like a mutated variety of that species or an evolved variety of that species.
I guess it's just kind of the same with Loch Ness. It's
Yeah.
just like
we just don't know.
we just don't know.
Yeah.
But they could probably do the DNA thing that they did with Loch Ness.
Yeah, I didn't see any reports that they've tried that.
Well, I don't know if that's like something that's just like super expensive and like you have to like
Right.
really wait a long time before you do it, but that might be something worth trying.
Yeah. Similar to like the people of Ireland with Nessie, Ogopogo is like a pretty deep and important piece of the heritage in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So I also don't know that they would want like a real explanation, you know, because it is like a big tourist thing and it is like a really important part of their heritage, and if it can be explained away super easily, then that might like ruin some of the magic of it, you know.
I guess so, but if it ended up being something that was like
cool like that,
like that's gonna increase your tourism there.
Yeah,
because now it's gonna be like I gotta go see this because it's not gonna be anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, you
know. I don't know. Super interesting though.
Yeah,
fucking Ogopogos, man.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones in Canada too. Like there's Ogopogo, and a couple of other like pogo.
I know there's
things.
like Manipogo or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Those ones I didn't look into though. I was here for the Ogopogo. One last fun fact: the Ogopogo has become like such a deep-seated piece of Canadian folklore that in the 90s there was actually a postal stamp that came out with Ogopogo on it.
Aww.
Yeah, little pogo guy.
I want to see the pictures that people have taken.
Oh, I'll show you. They're pretty cool. There's an artist depiction of that guy who saw the eye.
Oh.
That one is quite freaky.
I'm getting like chills thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because like, how do you explain that? An eye is an eye.
An eye is an eye. Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be like, I don't think it was an eye. Like no.
Maybe it was a grapefruit, bruh. But
yeah, like no. Like a grapefruit size eyeball.
Yeah. Like
you're gonna be able to say like, nope.
It was an eyeball, dude.
That was an eyeball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freaky. Freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love Ogopogo.
I know.
I love just saying Ogopogo.
It's such a good name.
It is such a good name.
I largely picked him because of the name.
Good.
Yeah.
He's great.
He is, yeah.
Do you have any books or recommendations?
I just picked up one recently about like hunting cryptids. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head though.
Weren't you with me?
Yeah, I was with you when I bought it.
I feel like I just saw it.
It's literally sitting over there somewhere.
Yeah, I can't see the title of it from where I'm at, but
Hold on,
saw
everybody.
it.
I'll go grab it.
Yeah. Well, you're doing that. I'll just go over.
You got
Well, there's like 1,000 books on the Jersey Devil, so like everyone can go and look those up. So,
yeah.
you know, they're all different things. I have a specific book called Haunted New Jersey. I don't know who the author is, but it's like a series. They have like Haunted
I feel
Maryland.
like I had that too for a while.
And like that has
I think it was put together by Weird New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken.
I think there's one that's similar that's put together by Weird New Jersey, but then there's this one is just like this tiny little paperback.
Oh, okay. I had the like Weird New Jersey one.
Yeah, I mean I have also Weird New Jersey, which I highly recommend. Mm-hmm. They have the magazine, but then there's also a collective book.
Yeah, which is really cool. There's some really cool stuff in there.
I know, and my copy, I don't know if it's my Weird New Jersey book or if it's the second one that I have, because I have 2 Weird New Jersey books. One of them is like volume 2.
Yeah.
One of them got destroyed in my old car. Like it was in the trunk of my car and it leaked, and like. It's just like the pages are like
ruined.
Warped and moldy and disgusting, but like I don't want to throw it out because it was an expensive book.
Yeah,
but that has a lot of cool stuff in it, and like a lot of states have their own weird thing too. So if you're not listening from New Jersey, there's like Weird Pennsylvania, which I also own, or like Weird Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think they've got one on all of the states at this
I'm
point,
pretty sure they do too, and then they have like Weird 50 States or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a bunch of cool collections of that stuff. So I highly recommend that if you're interested in checking it out. I don't know if I know they still come out with volumes of the magazines, but I don't know if they've made any like new volumes of the books.
Yeah.
So
the book that I have is called Hunting Monsters, Cryptozoology and the Reality Behind the Myths. It's by Darren Naish, and I don't know if Ogopogo is mentioned in here. I was flipping through it the other day, and I don't think that they had a they do have a chapter on monsters of the deep, so maybe it's in there somewhere.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
You know, that's a good one to check out if any of you guys are super into cryptozoology like we are.
Did I ever tell you about... Oh, I think I did. I think I texted you that time that I was, like, shopping.
Yeah.
And I was wearing... So, if you guys haven't been, I highly recommend the International Cryptozoology Museum in Maine. It's just so...
It's a good time.
It's a really good time. It's just so fucking charming.
Yeah.
But when we went to Maine, so we obviously went there, I bought a shirt that says, you know, the Cryptozoology Museum. I'm shopping one day, and this lady at a deli counter looks at my shirt, and she's like, cryptozoology. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, is that what you're studying in school? And I was like,
no, just for funsies.
Yup. It was just like such a funny question.
Yeah.
Like she was like, what is that again? I was like, it's the study of animals that they think might not be extinct. I didn't want to say like weird fucking creatures. Like, you know the Jersey Devil? You know Nessie?
You know Bigfoot?
Yeah, it's like that shit. Because she would have been like, okay.
Congratulations.
Is that what you're studying in school? No. All right, guys. We'll be back again next week.
We will be back next week with haunted places.
Or hauntings, or whatever you want to call it at this point.
Yes.
Just fucking creepies, man. Okay, bye.